Hello, welcome to Renee and Tune. I am Zin Uru Renee, and this is going to be for my Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air signs. This is just a quick energy update. Let's see what messages are coming out for you. I got a card already flew. Okay, I see y'all, air signs. You guys are stepping into love. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you guys are stepping into love. Two of Cups. Some of you, this is love in another person. Some of you, this is love within yourself. Some of you guys are actually stepping into independence and freedom, and you are moving into a space of learning to balance your masculine and feminine energies together to find your peace, your yin and your yang, and how things flow within yourself together, no longer being conflicted. Okay, and so you're learning to love yourself. You're learning to let go of the conflicts, let go of the idea that you have to be a certain way. Not even learning to let go of the control, you know what I mean? Of controlling the narrative. But some of you are also letting go of the idea that you have to be alone and in a state of protection. I see a lot of success coming your way. I really do. And I also see some of you stepping into love, stepping into finally letting go of that guard, that barrier, and just allowing yourself to be loved. Six of Cups is here. Some of you guys have a past person coming back in your life. Someone from the past you're trying to rekindle connection with. Maybe even start a work project with. Some of you guys are starting school, college, trade, vocational classes. You're learning something new. Damn, my ear's ringing again. Some of y'all connected to an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, because they just had my ears ringing too. But you guys are in this. You're super covered and protected, and I think you guys are so independent that you sometimes too independent. You know what I mean? That you feel like you got to do everything by yourself, and that's not necessary. It's not necessary. You're so. You can allow yourself to be loved. It's okay. You can allow yourself to be in the company of other people. You are impressive, magician energy. So, please write a new story. I said write a new story, and look what the bottom of the deck says. Write it out on paper. Love what I do. I love what I do. Please write a new story. Some of y'all writers, do you want to write the book? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? Are you writing? What are you writing? Are you a poet? Are you writing a book? What are you writing? Are you writing articles? Are you blogging? Is that what you want to do? Have you been thinking about it? Well, some of you need to write it down on paper. Some of you just need to manifest your desires by writing them down on paper, making them solid. Sometimes you think and your thoughts travel from one thing to the next that you don't get to really set your intention properly into the universe to see how that actually works for you, because it really works well. Go with the flow, the wheel of fortune. If things have not been moving in the direction that you'd like them to be, expect a change. Expect things to shift in a different direction than they've been going lately, or at least for a time. It's time for you to create more. Sacral chakra products, artwork, songs, etc. This came out for, I think, the collective, but this is definitely for me. For me, definitely for me. If you're feeling like you have some sacral chakra blockages, or you have a lot of activity going on in your stomach, in that bottom part of your stomach, or women, ladies, if you have a lot of activity going on in your reproductive organs, if there are cysts, pains, heavy periods, things of that nature, like your body is calling for you to create, write. Some of you are writing music, songs. If that's what you're wanting to do, it's time to do it. Okay, some of you are being called to create artwork, to create a product, to write a song, to write in a journal, to whatever, just create. That energy is trying to move inside of you, and you've been doing everything else but that. You are tapped into the collective crown chakra consciousness, universal consciousness. Some of y'all are psychic as I don't know what. Some of y'all are so highly gifted. I think this is also outside of receiving love from another individual. This is receiving love from the universe. Some of y'all are so gifted, but you just don't even, you're like, and if for different reasons. Some of you fear exploring that side of yourself. Some of you um, avoid that. You avoid exploring that side of yourself, and it's time to let that go. So let that go. Let that fear go. Use a lifeline. Use a lifeline. Phone a friend. Ask the audience. Seek assistance. And help someone in need. So it's giving me a pay it forward kind of energy. You know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid to ask the universe for things. I think some of you guys are so practical that you don't even get into that's quote unquote spiritual stuff, even though I'm a person that'll tell you that everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. No matter what it is, it's spiritual. But you may think it's like, I'm not getting into that. That's, taboo. Meanwhile, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, y'all are like the kings and queens of taboo. You know what I mean? The kings and queens of outer worldly thinking. You guys are so progressive. You have a way of thinking outside of the box. You are the thinkers. You are the feng shui of the zodiac. You know what I mean? So be that. Allow yourself to be that, but that takes allowing yourself to be the all the parts of you. You know what I mean? You just got the same card action as my earth signs. So you're needing to take action too, but I think their action is more physical creation. Yours is physical creation too, but I think it's more connecting with yourself for the purpose. Theirs is for the purpose of putting it out there. You know what I mean? Sharing it to the world. Yours is for the purpose of connecting with yourself. You know what I mean? Create so you can connect with yourself. Create so you can understand yourself better on a spiritual level. Take action towards creating so you can understand your spirit better. Does that make sense? And don't be afraid to learn something new. Some of y'all, it's time to go back to school. That's something you've been thinking about, or learn something new. Take a class, take a course, or just, it doesn't have to be official school. You know what I mean? It could be just something you want to learn from a mentor, someone that you want to learn something from. And now is the time to do that. It's cultivating freedom within yourself. You are wanting freedom in your life. You want freedom. You want to feel free. You want to feel free, and feeling free has a lot to do with understanding your own spirit. And for a lot of you, that's all that you need in order to feel free. Open yourself up to learning something new, or even learning something old. Okay, learning something about your soul from before the things that you learned in a recent time of your life. If that makes sense to some of you, that will make sense to some of you. It won't, but to some of you, that will make sense. But also, some of you, look out. You have love coming from back in the day. Okay, and for some of you, this could be someone that you just have previous life connections with. They kind of always come around. But some of you are definitely connecting with a past person, and this may or may not be for the purpose of longevity. It can be, but it also could be to teach you something. Like for some of you, this person is teaching you something. There's conviction here. Okay. So you're being prompted to take action and also be in conviction. But I think that this is more so within your spirit. Does that make sense? It's like, get to know yourself. Get to know yourself on a spiritual level. Flow with that. Flow with yourself. Flow with what your spirit is telling you. Some of you may get caught up in needing to have like practical like evidence in front of you. You know what I mean? Which this cracks me up. You guys are thinkers, big thinkers. So you may need to have physical evidence in front of you. And this cracks me up because what is evidence? You know what I mean? I think I might leave you guys on that note. Air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, create boundaries for yourself. Okay, some of you guys need to watch who you're listening to, watch who is telling you things, watch who is in your space. Okay, watch who you around. Set some boundaries. Okay, set some boundaries. Set some boundaries and start flowing more with your internal guidance system. Okay, everything don't need evidence. Everything don't need paper evidence. A lot of people in this world don't even understand this world. You know what I mean? So sometimes people can't. They don't even know where to find evidence to the things that you know inside of yourself. That's all the evidence you need. All the evidence you need is your internal knowing. Trust your internal guidance system. Does that make sense? I mean, take a look at science over the course of centuries. it's evolved. And why has it evolved? Because there has always been a scientific theory or something that had evidence to prove its accuracy, and then science continuously disproves itself all the time. Does that make sense? Continuously disproves itself all the time. You know what I mean? This world defies science all the time, but science is always evolutionizing what is actually spirituality, which we would, argue that at times, but hey, you know what I mean? To each his own. All I'm saying to you is sometimes the evidence isn't where you think it is. So allow yourself to explore those parts, those more hidden parts of yourself. Allow yourself to learn something new. If you've been thinking about going back to school, go back to school. Learn from the people around you and the things that they're showing you about yourself. But also be willing to create boundaries where you feel they are necessary. Listen to your internal guidance system. Listen. Right. Create. And then look out, because things are coming from the past to come engage with you again. Things and people are coming from the past to engage with you. And I think that it's all teaching you what your conviction is. Where do you stand in life? Where do you stand in your own life? Where do you stand for yourself? Where do you stand in your own life? Where do you stand for yourself? Where do you stand? What are your principles? What are your values? What are your principles? What are your values? Where do you stand? Where? Much love.